Alright, hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to a new video. Today I'm gonna show you guys how you can read in a CSV file and then show it inside of a Datagridview. So let's just dive straight into this. So first thing that we need is a Datagrid. So in our toolbox, right over here, we can also type it in Datagrid. There we go. Click and drag it into our XAML code. Make it a bit smaller, and we're gonna place it in the middle. Who cares? Okay, then I'm gonna name this. So I'm just gonna call this Datagridview, whatever. And I'm gonna be using the window loaded function. So we're gonna say loaded is a new event and window loaded. If I go into our code, we can see it's been added. So I'm gonna be reading in this CSV file right over here, which is students. I'm gonna open it right now. So inside of this thing, we have a couple of students, so their first name or last name, and then their subject in school. So it really depends on what you're going to be using, but just follow along, you will get the idea. So the first thing that we need is we're going to add a class. So we're going to go into add class, and I'm going to be calling this student. Enter. There we go. And right here, we're going to say public string last name, and we're gonna make this a getter and setter. So okay, and then obviously we're gonna do this 3 times because in that CSV file we have 3 rows, actually, or columns, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just gonna copy this with Control D 3 times, and we're gonna say first name and their subject. There we go. And then at the end, we're going to create a public student as, there we go. Okay, that is all that we need in this student class. Let's go into our code, and I'm going to start right away. So I'm going to be using the open file dialog function, just because then we can actually use any CSV file that we want. If you want to type it out, you can see we have an error because it didn't add the, where is it? There we go. So we're going to be using the Microsoft Windows 32. There we go. The error should be gone. We'll call this OFD, and this is going to be set to a new open file dialog. There we go. That's all we need. Now we're going to say open or a OFD dot show dialog, because that's the first thing that we want. Obviously, we're going to need we're going to need to call that class, and we're going to say student info. Okay, and the values, we're going to put that inside of an array. So string, I'm going to call this, what are we going to call this? We're going to say students array. Doesn't really matter. And that's actually all that we need from the class. Now we're just gonna make a data table. So if I type in data table, we're gonna get an error again because we aren't using the data. Where is it? There we go, using system data. Make sure to use those things. Don't go up there and type it all out. Just saves you more and more time. So new data table as dt is gonna be a new data table. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to add some columns inside of that. So we're going to say dt dot columns add, and then we're going to call this last name. I think was the first one last yeah, I think so. So last name, and we're going to give this a type of comma type of a string. Now if you are using a CSV file with like numbers in it, you can just change this to an int. Works, but because my CSV file doesn't have any integers in it, we don't need it. So we're gonna copy this 3 times. There we go. This is gonna be first name, and this is gonna be subject. Pretty simple as that. What we're gonna be using to read in that CSV file is we're gonna be using the stream reader. And yet again, it's not going to be accessible because we aren't using, there we go, we aren't using the system.io. If I click that, you can see it automatically changed it. I'm going to keep this, and then is a new stream reader. And inside of this, we're going to pass a value. So OFD, the file name that we just opened, the OFD file name is pretty much whatever we opened it with. Inside of that, we're going to use a while loop, because we're going to say if it isn't at the sr.end of the stream, keep going. Put this, keep going and read that file. So we created an array over here, and we're going to use that right now. So we're going to say student array is sr.readLine. So we're going to say, I'm going to explain this in a bit. Let me just type it out. And there we go. Okay, so what we did right here is we filled up this array with, okay, SR or a stream reader, read in that file, read it fully, or shit, read it in, and then we're going to split those values. Okay, then because we have a student class, we're going to add those values to that class. So we used the student array. So if I say student array again, or actually, what am I doing? I was like, wait, did we call that make a new instance of that class? And we did. We called it student info. Completely forgot about that. Guys, it's been a long day for me, okay? So last name is gonna be the value of the student array, the first or zero element, or the first, you know, it starts from zero, starts counting from zero. Copy that 3 times, and then we're just gonna change this to 1, change this to 2, and this is gonna be first name and subject. There we go. Okay, now we pass those values inside of our class, and at the end, we just want to add this to a rows, or add this to our data. So we're going to say data dot oh shit gt dot, thank you very much, rows add, and we're gonna what do we yeah, student array. There we go. Now this is all cool and fun, but we need to show this inside of a data view. So let's make that right now. Still using, or still in this stream reader function, we're gonna put that right here. So data view, we're gonna call this dv is a new view, and what we want to pass in here is the data table. So we want to show the data table. Okay, if you don't do anything, or you don't put the data table in here, well, it's not going to be able to show anything. Okay, and then we called in our example code, we called it Datagridview, and we're just going to show that in here. Pretty straightforward, and that is going to be the data view. And this, ladies and gentlemen, should be it. Really pretty simple program, but very, very powerful. If I now click on play, or start, click on our students, and if I click on open, we should see well, all of the values inside of that CSV file. So we have Mr. Bonin, Tanya, and he is in this subject right over here. And that is actually it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.